PI coughed my wife cheating the past 4 days. My wife had been cheating on me for the last 4 days. For months it had been suspected, but now it has been verified. She spent an hour and 20 minutes at the guy's place today. I'm not going to delve into specifics since they're too upsetting right now. I have an appointment with a lawyer tomorrow. I intend to file for divorce. We have 4 children together, as well as a stepdaughter who I have nurtured since she was 4 years old. I feel terrible for my children, but she has lied at every opportunity and has just attempted to paint me as the bad person for suspecting her. I am a wonderful parent and spouse. I'm simply not sure why this is occurring. I am 4 years her junior, in excellent condition, and have always been there for her. Why do individuals behave in this manner? I'm hoping for the best for my children. I'm perplexed since I'm still head over heels in love with my wife. I've been on top of my spouse game, even reading books and following suggestions. What is the source of this world's cruelty? I've been following this thread for a few days now and want to thank everyone who contributes valuable information. This forum has been quite beneficial. Thank you ahead of time for giving an update. I filed for divorce today and then went through all of my financial accounts. I put $100 in our joint bank account. She went over to his place again, thinking I was out of town for business. That was also obtained through PI. She had no idea. I then asked her whether she was ready to be honest. What did she say? I informed her about the affair. She was never sad. She was just sad that she had been caught. She told me she believed he was her buddy and that they had just twice. What a liar. I taped the subsequent conversation in which she acknowledged to it again. When I informed her I wanted half of the home, she became enraged. If I insisted on it, she threatened to do something I won't like. I told her I love her and that I will always be there for her. She was primarily concerned about the home. This is a broken world. She told me that they first began conversing at the Little League grounds. Edit so, since I've told her, she's turned my 4 children against me. Telling them that dad is a jerk, he's a bit heartbroken and enraged, so he's taking it out on baseball. That's why he walked away. Omen 3. Edit I just informed my 2 oldest boys about it over supper. My wife seems to have spent the last week normalizing cheating on her husband to the kids. After hearing, they just brushed it off. I hope I made the correct decision. I also informed the boys that their mother is a liar and that I believe it's terrible that she still drives them to Little League baseball games. 3/16/21 Edit tonight I'll be spending the evening with my 2 girls at my mother's house. I was urged not to tell them anything. My 9-year-old daughter seems depressed. We're about to take them out for ice cream. After leaving the kids at home so she could spend the morning with her lover, their mother kept them at the minor league baseball grounds for the whole day. She has no remorse and is unapologetic. What a sick individual. She hasn't contacted me in any way other than texting me the invoices, to which I didn't answer. Life stinks and I doubt I'll ever love another lady again. Story 2. Cheated on years ago, story with vengeance. Long post. Back in 2014, I was dating the lady I hope would be my wife, the only woman I have ever genuinely loved before or since. I was 25 years old at the time. It was a 2-year partnership. I had never really popped the question, but the relationship seemed to be on a very good long-term track. I thought we were in love, that our families adored one another, and that our relationship was generally flawless. No fights at all, great personality meshing between us. We looked fantastic together, had a terrific relationship, and her family adored me as the son they never had. She felt the same way about my family, and everything looked ideal. On Memorial Day, we go to a party with friends and then return to my house, where she sets her alarm and then goes to sleep. However, after she goes to sleep, I see her phone continually going off. So I take it up and examine it. There are texts from this man, one of those he is just a buddy sorts, with nasty descriptions for what he plans to do to her this weekend when she meets him, including references in the past tense, signifying a long-term relationship. Needless to say, I woke her up and said, "Time to go," and kicked her out. Fast forward 3 days, and I've spent my time wallowing in grief and heartbreak. This day in particular, I find myself second-guessing myself, wondering, Did I act too quickly? What are the chances I was wrong? And I call her and tell her to come to my house once she finishes work. During this time, I confronted the man with whom she was engaged directly through Facebook and SMS. After some probing, he emails me a nude photo of her he took. They became together the day after I broke up with her, she told me. You can imagine how this might affect someone who has been cheated on. Then it occurred to me. Vengeance that will linger and remind her of her actions for a long time. She is white, with blonde hair and blue eyes. As is the rest of her family, who were, to be honest, rather prejudiced. The guy she was having an affair with behind my back, in their house, no less, was African American. To emphasize my point, I decided to end my brief love affair. While my ex is heading over to my house to chat about our relationship, I contact her mother and tell her what I know about this gentleman and her clandestine continuous romance in their home while they are out of town. When my ex arrives, we have a long conversation in which she does this half-crying thing and tries to justify her behavior by blaming it on previous traumas, including using the recent death of a cousin as an excuse, and claiming that her up with this guy the day of the breakup was just a harmless hangout situation. Of course, I show her the naked picture he gave me and make it clear that I am aware of all that has been going on recently. Mostly because her boyfriend guy wouldn't shut up when I talked to him. As the talk concludes and she walks out the door, I inform her she has a prize waiting for her at home. She eventually gets the deer in the headlights expression and asks, "What do you mean?" I just tell her that her parents are well versed in all aspects of her life. She then erupts in fits of laughter, swinging at me. Then I saw genuine anguish and tears from her, when the earlier emotions were only crocodile tears. As she rushes away, she declares, "I shall despise you till the day I die." For the record, I still have no clue what happened to her family, and I haven't talked to her since the split. I know she wasn't disowned, but I have a sense that hurt their relationship a lot. Years later, I find out they married and had a child while she was cheating on him as well, resulting in a horrible divorce in which she ended up in prison for spousal abuse. This was one of the most formative experiences of my adolescence, teaching me a lot about myself as well as the motives of others. Most folks I know believe I escaped this one unscathed. A funny side note. 3 years later, I'm still working for a local security agency, and I've been for a while. Guess who comes through the door in our uniform? My ex-boyfriend, new employee. Most people who know about it believe she was stalking me, though I did not talk to her or communicate with her in any way. So maybe that is incorrect. If not, what is? The universe has a wicked sense of humor. Story 3. Ex 28 male. Cheated and I can't get rid of picturing him with her. I 26 female was recently cheated on by my now ex-boyfriend. It's been 2 weeks since we split up. So here's the deal. My ex and I have been together for 3.5 years. I randomly opened an inactive Twitter account 2 weeks ago to see a message from a random female asking whether I was still in a relationship with ex and her discovering that he was in a relationship. She was dissatisfied and felt compelled to inform me. I should mention receipts. The communication was sent in October. They met twice in September. He was using Tinder. So it was plainly his decision to use a dating app. When questioned, he acknowledged to infidelity, but lied about the facts since I had inquired about it and his information contradicted hers. I'm not sure why I wanted to know everything about it. I think I wanted to know exactly when he was betraying me. It was a disaster. When he wanted to stop the relationship, he wasn't masculine enough to break up with me. He pretended as though nothing had occurred. I'm not sure why I didn't see it and assumed we were doing okay. He was searching for someone for us to live despite the fact that he had previously cheated on me. I'm not sure what his motives were, but his infidelity, appearing as if nothing had occurred, and preparing for our future seemed shady. I did him a favor by ending our relationship as soon as I found out and after confronting him about it. Now comes my major dilemma. I know it's still raw, and I have to go through the process of moving on. But even while I'm working, doing out, watching a movie, or doing anything else, I find myself seeing him with her, and I despise it. I have to work very hard to get rid of it as well. I'd sometimes wake up in the middle of the night wondering about it. Has anybody ever had to go through anything like this? And how did you all handle it? I've seen a therapist and been offered a sleeping app. It would assist a little, but not a lot. I know I deserve better, yet sometimes I feel sorry for myself.